Have you ever just stopped and wondered what the world is fundamentally made of? Today, we're going to dive into the blueprints of the universe itself, the incredible architectures of matter. I mean, really, look around you right now. The air you're breathing, the device you're watching this on, even your own body. What are all these totally different things really made of, deep down? It sounds like a massive question, but you know what? The answer is surprisingly simple. So let's start at the beginning. We're going to peel back the first layer and look at the most fundamental building block that explains pretty much everything we see and touch. And here it is, the atom. That's the answer. It's the universal building block. Every single thing, and I mean everything, from a star millions of light years away to the tip of your finger, is just a collection of these incredibly tiny particles. They really are the Lego bricks of the cosmos. But, just saying everything is made of atoms isn't the whole story. Not even close. What is an atom itself made of? Let's zoom way, way in and explore the tiny little universe that exists inside every single one. So, every atom has this really distinct internal structure. Right at the center, you've got the nucleus. That's where you'll find the positively charged protons and the neutrons, which have no charge at all. Then, zipping all around that nucleus are the negatively charged electrons. It's the unique balance of these three little particles that defines what kind of atom it is, what makes gold different from oxygen. And you might think, okay, that's as small as it gets, right? Protons, neutrons, electrons. But nope, modern physics has pushed things way further. We can actually dig even deeper into the very heart of the particles that make up the atom's core. So meet the quarks. These are what we call truly fundamental particles. It turns out that both the protons and the neutrons we just talked about are actually made of these even smaller components. It's kind of like discovering that the bricks you're building with are themselves made of tiny little grains of sand. Wild, right? Our understanding of all this didn't just happen overnight. It was a real journey of discovery. It started with John Dalton and his early ideas. Then J.J. Thomson came along and actually discovered the electron. After that, Ernest Rutherford found the atom's dense nucleus, and then Niels Bohr helped figure out how the electrons orbit it. Each scientist built on the work of the one before, slowly piecing together the picture we have today. Okay, so we've journeyed all the way down to the quark. Now, let's zoom back out. Let's see how these super simple, fundamental pieces actually come together to build the huge, complex world all around us. You see, atoms are kind of social. They rarely just float around by themselves. They have this natural tendency to connect with each other, to link up and form bigger, more complex structures. And those structures are what we call molecules. This is the next level of architecture. The classic example that everyone knows is H2O. You take two hydrogen atoms, bond them with one oxygen atom, and boom, you've got a single molecule of water. Put billions and billions of those together, and you get the liquid that fills our oceans. So all the incredible variety in our world really just comes from two simple principles. First, what type of atom are you using? That's what we call the elements, right? Oxygen, carbon, iron. And second, how are those atoms arranged? How tightly they're packed together is literally the only difference between a solid, a liquid, or a gas. All right, let's put it all together then. If you were to write down the simple, fundamental blueprint for all the matter in the entire universe, it would look a little something like this. So level 1 is simple. All the physical stuff in the universe we call matter. It's just a giant collection of atoms. Level 2, you look inside any one of those atoms, and it's built from the same three core parts, protons and neutrons in the center, with electrons orbiting them. And at the deepest level we've gone, those protons and neutrons in the middle are themselves built from quarks. That's the foundation of everything. It's just an incredibly simple and elegant hierarchy, isn't it? From just a few basic building blocks, the entire universe is constructed. Which leaves us with a really fascinating thought. If we know the blueprint, what other incredible, undiscovered architectures can these simple blocks build? What else is out there, just waiting to be formed?